Welcome to Zengage Yoga. I'm B, and this is Half Hour Power. Begin in child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching, hands pressed down into the mat. Forehead down. Ground the hips to the heels and press the palms into the mat. Tuck the toes, rise up into downward facing dog. Pedal your dog, bending one knee and the other, straightening the opposite leg. Switching sides and breathing. Take a few steps forward to your hands, forward fold. Ragdoll, find a bind with your fingertips to your elbows or to your shoulders. If you have the space, you may bind behind your back. Release your bind, halfway lift. Inhale, Tadasana. Hands to prayer heart. Samastatihi. Begin again. Hands to prayer heart, Tadasana. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward to the hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Tadasana. Hands to prayer heart. Fold forward. Empty out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step to your hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Hands to prayer heart. Tadasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga, high plank to low. Upward facing to downward facing dog. Step forward to your hands. Rise into chair. Ignite the core. Lower the hips. Squeeze the knees together. Big toes touching. Forward fold, empty out. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward to your hands. Chair pose. Breathe deeply. Engage the core. Open the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, Chaturanga, high plank to low, upward to downward. Warrior One. Chaturanga. Warrior One, other side. Chaturanga. Step forward to your hands. Chair pose. Open the heart, lower the hips, squeeze the knees and the big toes together. Inhale, exhale, fold. Chaturanga. Warrior One. Chaturanga. Warrior One, other side. Chaturanga. Float to your hands. Rise up into chair pose. Breathe deeply. Exhale, fold. Step back, Chaturanga. Warrior One. Plant the hands, Chaturanga. Warrior One, other side. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Lower the shoulders. Reach back, Peaceful Warrior. Straighten your front leg, triangle, hinge forward. Look to your fingertips. Warrior 2. Warrior 1, Chaturanga, or meet in downward facing dog. Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Keeping the front knee bent, lower the shoulders, stretch back into Peaceful Warrior. Find your stability. Triangle. Back to Warrior 2, bend that front knee, then shift into Warrior 1, Chaturanga. Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Peaceful Warrior. Triangle. Warrior 2. Warrior 1, Chaturanga. Warrior 1, rise up, inhale. Exhale, Warrior 2, making sure the shoulders drip down. Reach back, Peaceful Warrior. Open out, triangle. Straightening the front leg. Bending the front knee, Warrior 2. Shift the hips, Warrior 1. Ground the hands, Chaturanga. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Peaceful Warrior. Triangle pose. Shift back to Warrior 2. Warrior 1, Chaturanga, or meet in downward facing dog. Warrior 1, other side. Warrior 2, Peaceful Warrior, Triangle. Rise up, back to Warrior 2. Warrior 1, inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Peaceful Warrior. Triangle. Opening out to the side. Back to Warrior 2. Warrior 1. Chaturanga. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Peaceful Warrior. Triangle. Warrior 2. Warrior 1. Chaturanga. Float through to your hands, halfway lift. Rise up into chair pose, igniting the core. Hands to prayer heart, twist to one side and open out. Breathe deeply, lengthening the side body. Inhale back to chair, exhale fold forward. Peace sign fingers to big toes. Release the neck, nod the head yes, shake the head no. Splay the elbows and bend the knees, folding forward generously. Release the bind, heel toe the feet back together and rise up into chair. Open the heart, breathe, hands to prayer heart, twist, open out to the other side, lengthening the side body, breathing into all the spaces of the ribs. Back to chair. Fold forward, placing the palms of the hands underneath the toes, bending the knees generously, releasing the neck, keeping the knees bent generously while sending the hips high to the sky. Release your bind. Bent knee twist, bending one knee, lowering that hand, opening out to the side. Breathing. Switching sides, bending the other knee, lowering the other hand, opening out. Back to neutral. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Crescent lunge. High on the back toes. Lower the knee. Kick the leg back. Side plank modified. Opening out. Chaturanga. Crescent lunge on the other side. Lower the knee. Come onto the blade of the foot. Side plank, modified. Chaturanga. Crescent lunge. Lower the knee. Kick the leg out, side plank, chaturanga, crescent lunge, mini back bend, lower the knee, side plank, modified. Chaturanga, crescent lunge, side plank. You can either keep with the modification of the lowered knee or try straightening both legs, stacking the feet on top of one another. Crescent lunge, side plank. Chaturanga. Crescent lunge, mini back bend. Stack the feet, side plank. Chaturanga. Crescent lunge. Shift into side plank. Lower the hand, stack the feet, lift the hips higher. Chaturanga. crescent lunge, side plank, chaturanga, crescent lunge on the other side, side plank, chaturanga, high plank to low, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe, float to the hands, come down to the back and set up for bridge. Graze the heels with the fingertips, knees bent. Rise up, pointing the hips up and back, releasing the glutes, coming onto the blades of the shoulders. You may find a bind. Pressing down into the feet, all four corners of the soles of the feet. Release, constructive rest, knees together, feet mats width distance apart, hands on the belly. Breathe here. Set up for another bridge. Hips high to the sky. Glutes released, pressing down from the knees down all the way into the feet. Coming onto the blades of the shoulders, straightening the back of the neck, opening the throat. Release, come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide, hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Rise up and find boat posture. This is a core exercise. We will hold this for several breaths. Find your boat, hinging so that your core is lit up. And if you fall backwards, roll back up. Find stability, flex the toes, open the heart. Hands to prayer heart, shift down to canoe, hovering the heels, and back up into boat. Hover canoe, breathe, boat, canoe, boat, canoe, holding on, boat, hold boat, canoe, breathe, boat, canoe, engage the core, boat, shift to canoe, hover the heels, boat pose, breathe, canoe, boat, you've got this, canoe, breathe, hold on, boat, canoe, find your strength, boat, canoe, boat, come to your knees, rise up into camel, protect the lower back, and stretch out your abs. Reach back to your heels, stretch your hips forward. Protect the lower back, come back up. Shift to heroes. Come down back onto your back. Figure 4, ankle over knee. Pull the bent knee in. Half pigeon on the back. Open the hip, pressing the elbow into the knee. Release your bind. Figure 4, tabletop. Switch sides, half pigeon, thread the fingertips through, press the elbow into the knee to open the hip, half pigeon on the back, ankle circles, release your bind, find reverse tabletop with figure 4 legs. Shift all that you need so that you can send those hips up to the sky, opening the heart. Lower back down, figure 4, half pigeon on the back again. Opening the hip, release your bind, figure 4 tabletop. Switching sides, half pigeon on the back. Ankle over knee. Breathing. Release the bind. Figure 4 tabletop. Exhale, release. Take it to the other side. Figure 4, half pigeon on the back. Wiggle the toes. Figure 4 tabletop one more time on this side. Lower down. Switch your legs, half pigeon on the back, other side. Pressing into that knee, opening the hip. Figure 4 tabletop. Press into the palms of the hands and lift the hips high to the sky, opening the throat, opening the heart. And if you'd like to come through butterfly into bound boat, getting your legs as straight as possible, binding fingertips to toes, just a little playing around. Supta Baddha Konasana, knees wide, soles of the feet together, hand on the belly, hand on the heart. Recognize what you've done. Thank yourself for showing up. Pull your knees into your chest and rock up, finding downward facing dog. Lizard lunge, stepping through, foot to the top of the mat, back knee pressing down into the top of the back foot. You may stay on fingertips or come down onto your forearms. If you would like a quad stretch, reach your inside arm to your back toes, connecting fingertips to toes, stretching that quad, squaring the hips forward. Release your bind. Step back into downward facing dog and lizard lunge on the other side. Foot to the top of the mat, back foot pressing down. You may stay on your forearms. You may rise to your fingertips. You may reach back and find that quad stretch. Breathe. Without flinging, release your bind. Step back into downward facing dog. Step forward to your hands. Lower down onto your back. Happy baby. Fingertips to the blades of the feet, knees wide. Back of the neck long. Sway side to side, giving the back a massage on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug and tip to one side, looking out the other, spinal twist. Come back to center and tip the knees to the other side, looking out the opposite. Shoulder pressing into the mat. Spinal twist. Bring your knees back in. Give yourself a great big hug. Biggest hug you've had all week. Stretch your legs out and set up for the final pose, Shavasana. Heels to either corner of the mat, arms to the side body. Deep rest. Come back into your body by deepening your breath. Come back into this space by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Pull your knees into your chest and tip to one side. Rise up into a comfortable seat, Eyes closed or cast down. Hands to prayer heart. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. Bow and say namaste. Namaste.